Hello Cyprus Mail, how are you doing in this lockdown? Well, today I'm going to show you how to make a very, very English dish. I'm going to show you how to make cottage pie. Do you know the difference between shepherd's pie and cottage pie? Do you? Let me tell you. Shepherd's pie is made with lamb and cottage pie is made with beef. And this is a really simple recipe, but it's really lovely and it's kind of a comfort food which we all love over here. Simple, easy to make. So I've got my potatoes, which in a moment I'm going to peel. I'm going to put in a hot pan of salted water and make my mash, but I'll come back to that. I have minced beef, organic's best. So I've got 2 chopped carrots, 3 stems of celery that I've chopped, 2 onions that have been chopped. I'm going to use a dash of Worcester sauce, some tomato puree, about 3 tablespoons. I've got 5 cloves of garlic. You don't have to use as much if you don't want. I've got some wonderful fresh thyme, but you can use dried. You can use whatever you like. You can use marjoram, you can use oregano. Sometimes I put a bit of cinnamon in, but I'm not going to do it this time. I've got some flour that I'm going to use that to thicken everything up. Glass of red wine, that's optional, but I do like it. And I have 750 ml actually of some lovely good beef stock. This one I made earlier and I took out of the freezer. You can use a beef cube if you like, or the one that I like is the one that's quite gelatinous that you buy already in a pack. That one's really good to use as well. Really simple to do. First thing you do is put a little bit of oil in the pan. And then what you need to do is you need to fry off the beef in batches till it browns. So it might take stages because you might not be able to do it all at the same time, but that's really simple to do. Let me just move that over and you can see I'm just going to pop that into the pan and then just break it up as it goes along and just literally brown it off. Like so. That's beautifully browned off, and in my wash bowl I'm just going to put the mincemeat on the side to rest while I saute everything else off. So now I'm adding a little bit more oil to the pan and going to sweat off everything else. First go the onions. Carrots go in. Celery goes in. I'm going to put half the thyme in now and just take some of the leaves off like that. And that's going to take around 15 minutes to saute properly. So my veg has softened nicely. Let me just show you. Can you see? It's lovely and soft. So now I'm going to add the garlic, which I've chopped up. Ooh, chucked around as well. There you go. You don't have to add 6 cloves of garlic in if you don't want. You can add just 1, and if you don't like big chunky bits of garlic, which I do, you can just, crush it. That's no problem. Garlic's in. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of tomato puree. That goes into like so. Lift the heat a little bit. Give that a nice stir. I am going to add 2 tablespoons of flour. Now, you know what it's like at the moment with flour. You're supposed to use white flour. I haven't got any white flour. I've only got brown bread flour, so I'm going to use that, which will be just fine as well. And that's just to thicken it all up. There you go. Here you go. And I didn't say when I was making the ingredients, but I looked outside and my bay leaf tree is looking beautiful. So I went and picked 3 bay leaves. I'm going to throw these in as well. Like so, and not forgetting lovely thyme, and I'm just going to pull the leaves off this time like so, and if some of the stalky bits go in, that's fine, but I'm just trying to prevent any of the really woody bits getting in because that's not so nice. So let me just put some more of that in like that. Whoop, there we go. Take the sticky bits out. Voila. Okay, give that a stir, and now I'm going to add my mincemeat back into the pan. There we go. And just let that cook together for a couple of minutes. Going to add a good splash of Worcester sauce. I think that's always a special ingredient when you're making cottage pie. good old splash in there of that, lovely. And this is the optional bit. I'm going to add a glass of red wine. Oh, nice, pour that in. Is it too early in the day? I don't think so, not in lockdown. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice. Okay. Now, give everything a really good mix. Season. Salt. There you go. And some lovely black pepper. And just allow that to cook down a little bit before I add the stock for about 5 minutes, simmering in down. Okay, so that's lovely. Now I'm going to add the stock. That just goes in like that beautifully. Stock in and allow it to simmer for about 30 minutes, and that will give a lovely thick base to this delicious cottage pie. And in the meantime, while that's simmering, you can peel your potatoes and put them to boil. So whilst the beef is simmering beautifully, I've put my potatoes on. I've cut them up, I've chopped them, I've put them in some hot water, put that on, and where's my salt? A nice sprinkling of salted water, and I'll bring those to the boil. So I've boiled my potatoes, I'm going to drain them, and I'm going to add 30 grams of butter, 200 millilitres of water, salt, pepper, and a good pinch of nutmeg. That's the next step of this lovely dish. So now I just need to assemble my pie before it goes into the oven. I need to just actually dig out any stalks that you've got in, I'm going to move my mash over here for now, bring my filling in there. So I'm going to just remove the bay leaves, like so, and so. And can you see how lovely and dense that mixture looks now? All the liquids has evaporated and been sucked into the meat, so it's beautiful. And because this is lockdown, I'm doing one for home and one to give to a friend who can't cook as well. So, I mean, that's the nice thing about making things like this. You can make a couple of them and you can, you know, share, or if you wanted to, you could make it and then freeze it, and that will save you having to do it all again. So either batch cook or make it for a friend, which I think is a lovely thing to do, especially during these times. There's lots of people that are really struggling, and so just handing them a home cooked meal is a pretty nice thing to do if you can. There we go. And Zinno's singing over here. There you go. Did you forget I was filming? Did you silly boy? There we go. Oh, there's another stray bay leaf. You don't really want to find that. I mean, if you leave it in, it doesn't matter. I've done it enough times, but it's nice to just take it out. There we go. Make sure you get everything. Lovely, like so. And now I'm just going to layer the mash on top. And then just literally dollop on gently. You can spoon on the mash, like so. Can you see what I'm doing there? Should I move that over a bit? That'll probably be better if I move it over a little bit like that. There we go. Nice little dollops. And then I'll just fork it over. Right, that's it. And I'm just going to fork it over. Hang on a moment. Just like so. Take it to the sides. Fork it over lovely like that. Or you can leave it rustic and bubbly, whatever you like. I like to just fork it over. And just to finish off with sprinkling of cheddar cheese on the top like that. So this beautiful cottage pie is ready for the oven. 180. Everything's cooked, it's just kind of getting it to mesh together, I think, for about 15-20 minutes, 180, and then take straight to the table and serve with some peas or green beans or just as it is. Totally delicious. Sending you lots of love. Mwah!